Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. It's not news anymore that Channels Television has received the sledgehammer from NBC for broadcasting a live interview, a live chat with Ima Powerful, the Media and Publicity Secretary of Indigenous People of Biafra. That singular action brought the sledgehammer on Channels Television. The question is, what was Nigerians' reactions? Was it proper? They had their letters they showed, and the code of conduct they broke, just for them to get that sledgehammer. Well, Nigerians are talking, and NGE is fuming. They're ready for showdown. It's getting really interested. But before we go into the newspaper to find out what it is, other bodies are doing and what they are saying concerning this matter, I would like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. The Nigerian Guard of Editors, that's NGE, has condemned in strong terms the threat issued to Channels Television by the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, over a powerful's interview that was featured on Channel's program Politics Today on Sunday, April 25th, 2021, where he allegedly made inciting statement. The NBC in the letter ordered the immediate suspension of the program. The Guard, in a statement made available, to affirm that it will not stand by and watch media houses being threatened by regulatory agencies. The Guard will not stand by and watch media houses being threatened by regulatory agencies in the country. Press freedom is threatened when media houses are made to operate in atmosphere of fear. The Guard stands with Channels and will go to any length to defend press freedom in the country. The body of editors believes that the NBC is guilty of double standards because stations that carried Shegume's parley with terrorists in their camps were not sanctioned by the same commission. It also advised the broadcasting body to desist from issuing threats on trivial matters. The NBC should jettison the practice of issuing threats to broadcast stations over matters that could easily be dealt with through dialogue. Democracy will be meaningless in Nigeria if press freedom is eroded. Nigerians took to their social media to speak up. Unedited, we're going to read some of the comments and just the way they are appearing in no particular order. This one here is saying, thank God Fulani can no longer hold the masses down anymore. Freedom of speech is the fundamental root of democracy. Nigeria, wake up now. And somebody asked him, freedom of speech, when your freedom cannot be guaranteed after the speech? It's a good question. They said there's this I think an African leader that said, well, freedom of speech is guaranteed, but what I cannot guarantee you is the freedom after speech. And when it comes to that level, we are talking about African democracy. You know, African democracy is not a regular democracy. It's the one that this young man just mentioned. He said, we all know that, this one here said, we all know that Buhari's government is a government for terrorists. They will always support interview with their fellow terrorists. Okay, this one here is saying, who prescribed IPOB? Fulani president, Fulani chief of army staff, Fulani inspector general of police, Fulani attorney general, Fulani chief justice. The reality is that the nepotic government controlled by Fulani people are hiding under the name of Nigeria to deal with any group of people that are opposed to their agenda. As far as I'm concerned, government that is doing business with bandits and terrorists has no moral ground to ban IPOB. That's another person's perspective too. And that's why a lot of persons have been saying that this issue of not appointing or electing or bringing people of different religion, different region in almost on the parastatal is what is causing issues now. If there's a cross-section, a balance of appointment and elections going on, a lot of Nigerians, some of the statements won't come to bear. But if you look at what the young man has said, who is the attorney general? Who is the chief of army staff? Who is some of this probably from the same region? So sometimes it's almost easier for people to say this and it makes a lot of sense. Let's come to this one here and say, you are right, my brother. Only one group of people deciding for the whole country. This is really strong. This one here is saying, this is why the other tribes, including Hausa people, should put out of Nigeria and allow the Fulanis who are strangers to go their way. The question is, I don't know how we're going to do this, but some persons have been talking about. Let me take one or two more speeches. This one here is saying, that is, but how do we go about it if the regulatory body have decided to, ban channels television? Okay, but let's look at this critically. There's some things, just like the editors body have said, something that can be done through dialogue. Shegume came up. In fact, Shegume practically insulted journalists. He called journalists, and journalists had to call him out. I could still remember there was I watched a program in Channels Television. Yes, between what's his name now, Festus Kuyamo. He was then, before he became the minister in this cabinet. He was defending the present present government, and he was against another lawyer. You needed to see the way Festus Kuyamo defended this government. They dialogued it out. But the only thing Festus Keyamo kept on doing, that at some point I got so angry. Say, if the man, after they give opportunity for Festus Keyamo to talk, he will talk. They will not say, okay, you have talked, say your own. Let the other man talk. Festus Keyamo will not, as the man wants to raise his point, Festus Keyamo will not allow him. He will bring another point and counter the man. After at the end of the day, the program went on, and at the end of the day, the man could not say more than 15 sentences into whole dialogue that took up to 1 hour. What am I trying to say? Bring them both. Let them, it's freedom of speech, right? Let them argue it out. If Sheikh Gume could be interviewed and there was no sanction, even to the point that he was telling Nigerians not to call the Fulanis terrorists, but should call them bandits, that they should call them nice names, that they're listening, so they don't feel bad. People who have done worse things and they were interviewed, the station was not sanctioned, and IPOB was not interviewed, did not sanction it. That's why these guys are saying that the standards are high-handed. See, for democracy to be sweet and fair and wonderful, then there has to be freedom of speech. There also has to be fairness and equity and justice. Or else we keep getting this rancor here and there. It makes it quite difficult for people to pray and ask for one Nigeria. When things like this continue like this, it makes it difficult for anybody to want to defend the one Nigeria mantra. Because if you want to do this, the best thing they would have done was to have brought another person that will counter what Imam Powerful has said. Or better still, bring Imam Powerful, bring a government official, so that they can slug it out. Come with your reason, you come with your reason, slug it out. This happens over and over again. But doing this, I do not know, but Nigerians are already complaining. And this particular body are saying they're standing with Channels Television and they're ready to go all out.